Broadcasting live from the ESPN Radio Winchester studios, diving headfirst into Florida's finest brand of nonsense. It's time for What the Florida Friday on Franklin County's favorite morning show. The starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee. And now for your hosts, Joe Abraham and Chewy.
Good morning. It is a good morning. It is a What the Florida Friday here on the starting lineup. You're tuned in to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham in studio with Chewy. There's no place that I would rather be at this time, certainly. How about you, my friend?
I look forward to the morning show.
I do, too.
Brett Crabtree is already in here saying happy Friday. Chance Smith said, let's go ahead and talk about last night.
Okay. So, real quick, before we get into that, let me set up the show. It is a What the Florida Friday, and as per usual, you guys can get involved in the show. Some of you have already figured it out. You may have heard Chewy just said that there are people already in the chat. What is he referring to? What is he referring to? The FMO Facebook feed. You go over to Facebook.com/ESPN Winchester. You can see the show. You can see us live on the video stream, and you can comment in the chat and get involved in the show. You can also call in at 931-967-3500. If you want to call in and complain about last night, which we're going to get to here in just a second, you can do so. I just encourage you to please, not use bad words. You can also text the show at 931-305-5611. There you can certainly use bad words. I can weed those out.
Yeah.
So get involved in the show. Today's show fueled by Loco Coffee, and we're going to need it. Chewy, you may be wondering, when they say, can we talk about last night, you may be wondering, what did I miss?
Yeah, I was at the Square last night at the Starry Nights thing.
How did that go?
It was very nice. It was very interesting. It was good to have some more interesting music up there. Usually when we have live music around here, a lot of the times it's like country or country adjacent, outlaw country.
This one was different?
It was a jam band out there. They were playing some of their own music and then some like Black Sabbath and other stuff. And it was really, really good.
We've been so busy that I have yet to literally every Thursday night we're doing a game or doing a something. I've yet to make it out to one of these.
Sugarline Blue is coming next week.
Oh.
And that's the one I'm psyched for.
All right.
Not to say that last night wasn't good. It was. It was fantastic. Those guys did a great job. Head on out there next Thursday if you're interested.
Well, Chewy, we're gonna get into last night.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
All right, and so we're just jumping into it.
Listen, we have all show to get into all the other things.
Okay.
People know, if you listen to the show, you know I'm a rational person.
Yeah. You looked at me with this like evil smile when you said that, like you just heard what you just said. But
and because of that, I'm going to try and be rational about this situation, okay?
Okay.
I have tried to, in the past, just say, it's sports. It's baseball. It's just basketball. It's part of the game. It's just bad calls happen. It happens.
Oh.
These things happen. It happen in sports. Now, people who listen to me call the games sometimes on the radio may not necessarily think that I'm the most rational person because nights like last night, sometimes I lose my mind when I see something that is just flat out wrong. And I have tried in the past to be rational about it. And there cannot be something nefarious at work here. Not anymore. I can't with this. Not anymore. But seriously, what the Florida is going on every time Franklin County plays Tullahoma?
Yeah.
It does not matter what the sport is. It does not matter. And I have done, so people need to understand, this is not just me from the last few years. I have done Tullahoma Franklin County games for probably the last, I've been in the area for 12 years? Mm-hmm. So probably the last 12 years now. And it seems like every time these programs play at any sport, Franklin County has some sort of, we get jobbed is what we get. Okay? But let me just walk you through what I've seen in the last few times that we've played this program. In the basketball tournament, the district basketball tournament, and really even before the district basketball tournament, we had questionable officiating, though, that cost Coach Jolly and the girls in that tournament against Tullahoma. They were on a comeback. They were about to win that game, and they get called for a terrible foul and just crush their momentum, gives Tullahoma the ball, actually gives them free throws as we're about to tie the game. Instead, it gives them free throws, and now they're up by like 4 instead of us tying the game. Terrible officiating cost us. And then just earlier this week, Chewy, I am up doing a baseball game against Tullahoma. And we're down like 1-0. We're having a hard time getting anything going offensively. But finally, there's a ray of light. We hit one into the corner, smoke one into the corner. Should be a game-tying stand-up triple. The ball hits in the corner and kicks like deep into the corner. And the kid, the right fielder, is like all the way up in Shelbyville. Kid is running from God knows where. And by the time he gets to the corner to dig the ball out, our hitter is basically rounding third base. The kid who was on first he's already crossed home plate, gotten a handful of seeds, sat down, took his helmet off, retied his shoes, and has his glove in his hand. He's ready to go out for the next inning. I mean, it took so long for the kid to get over there. And the kid throws up his hands and says that the ball is out of play. The ball is unplayable. On what should have been a game-tying. Now, was the ball actually out of play, or did he kick it under the fence? I don't know. Couldn't tell you because there's a tarp that's rolled up in the corner, and it was kind of hiding the view of everybody to the point where the ump had to walk all the way out to right field and check and see where this ball was. Nobody else could see where this ball was except for the right fielder when he arrived. Just saying. And then in the softball game last night, Chewy, I saw the worst display of umpire work that I have ever seen ever.
Wow.
To the point where I think that you, who know nothing about the sport, would have probably called a better game. The strike zone was non-existent. There was a strikeout. Addison Parton struck out in the 5th inning, where the ball, she's a left-handed hitter. The ball was in they call it the dip of the right-handed batter's box. The dip is called a dip because that's where the players stand, so it kind of dips. That's like 2 feet off the plate. Mm-hmm. It was like 2 feet off the plate. And he calls her out on it on a full count, and she looks back at him, and it's just like flabbergasted. And all night long, both sides were kind of throwing him looks like what? Are you sure? Yeah. What? Are you sure? But I would say it was like 80-20 leaning against Franklin County.
Wow.
Okay? So the strike zone, non-existent. I mean, a drunken sailor could have called a better strike zone than that.
Wow.
And in fact, the guy who was behind the plate, I'm just saying he probably needed to take he needed to blow into something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that bad. I never seen anything. It was nuts. So that's just the strike zone. Okay.
Okay.
So now with the game kind of on the line, we couldn't hit the ball all night long because our girls didn't know what to swing it and what not to swing it. So we just start swinging at everything. Okay. And we have, to steal a phrase from Aaron Boone, our girls are savages at the plate. I think he called them bleeping savages, but our girls are savages at the plate. Our girls can hit the ball. And so we're losing in the bottom of the 7th inning. We're losing 5-2, and we come up and we start making a rally, Chewy. We're coming back. And so now I think we had one out, girls on first and second with one out, or maybe it was girls on second and third. I think it was first and second. Girls, we had 2 girls on base. Doesn't matter. And Addison Parton, no. I think we moved him over. I thought we moved him over on a bunt. Doesn't matter. Addison Parton hits one down the third base line, Chewy. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It hits in fair territory. Tips off of the thumb of the glove of the third baseman in front of the bag. Okay? So the rule is, as long as it's in fair territory, it has to go beyond the bag to be fair. But if a girl comes up and she touches it and it last touched in fair territory and she's in fair territory, it's a fair ball because she's in fair territory. So if you knock it out of play or whatever the case is and knock it foul, then you're still fair. Now, if you step into foul territory and you pick it up while it's in foul territory, then it's foul. She's in fair territory. It hits off of her glove. Now, here's the crazy part, Chewy. If it hits the bag or goes over the bag, it's fair. The bag is fair. It hits off her glove, then hits the bag and kicks foul into foul territory. Mm-hmm. So not only did it hit fair, hit the girl, and hit the bag, and I know that it hit all 3 because not only did I see it happen in live time, I had a perfect view down the line from my seat, but also I have the video from Game Changer that shows these things, shows the ball hit the bag and kick to the left. The runner comes around third base and is stepping on home plate. And the umpire throws his hands up and calls it a foul ball. Calls it a foul ball. And it's not just that it's like one thing. It is that when we play that school up north, just that school, we can play Coffee. We can play Shelbyville. We can play Moore County. We can play Marshall County. We can play anybody else. And 98% of the time, no issue with any of these other schools that we play. But I swear to all that is holy, every time we play that damn team up north, something happens or the officiating is suspect or we get absolutely screwed. It is always something when we play that team. All right, people are in the chat.
Yeah, they're agreeing with you as well. But also, Miss Stacy jumped in this morning saying,
Morning, Miss Stacy. We should be seeing her in a little bit.
Yeah, Britt Crabtree says, "How do you feel about Concepcion? Concepcion. I don't know what that means.
Casey Concepcion.
I don't know.
The receiver that the Browns took in the latter half of the first round.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to that later. Don't get me off track, Brett.
Tracy Seal says the umpire behind the plate was awful last night. He had no idea what a strike was, just awful. And then Stephanie Marshall jumped in saying the girls leaving early consistently without being called out.
Oh, I haven't even gotten it. I haven't even mentioned that.
I can't figure out how to post a video here, but it was blatant. Does the fact that the ump had a Tullahoma address make a difference? And then Jamie Parton says, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. So, yes. And again, every time we play them, what we need to do as a school, number one, is we know when we have this team on the schedule, I think that we need to file something with the TSSAA that says, hey, we need people who don't live in Franklin County, Winchester, Tullahoma. Like, can we get somebody? Because, half of Tullahoma's in Franklin County. And I swear to you, and I know that the guy had a Tullahoma address because they pulled it. They had his, like, W-4 or whatever it is sitting in the press box. And they're like, this guy's from Tullahoma. But can we please do something about the officiating when we play them and just let's get somebody from, and I know that they're hard to find. I know that they're hard to not enough. It's a thankless job. Heck, if you listen to this show, you probably understand. You don't want to make a bad call. Joe will crush you. But that's the risk that these umps need to realize. When they play Franklin County, I'm not going to let this go unnoticed. No, it was absolutely terrible. Terrible. And can we please, just for the love of God, get an umpire or get an official who is not from Tullahoma when we play them? Because it is so consistent. I said 98% of the time when we play anybody else, it's fine. 98% of the time when we play that school up there, we get screwed. And it's insane. And to their point, yes, the girl, so if you are on base and the pitcher, you cannot leave the base as the pitcher's coming around and throwing the ball. You cannot leave the base until the ball leaves the pitcher's hand. Now, where I sit in the press box, first base is kind of obstructed. I have to kind of lean in and around the wall to be able to watch what's going on at first base. And so it's hard for me to see first base a little bit. But that's what I was told, that the girl was like 3 steps before the ball was even released. There was one where Delana had the ball up in the air, and she was coming around, and so the ball was all the way up here, and the girl was already off of first base.
Wow.
They didn't call it. It's an automatic out. It's not like a little thing. It's an out. And then you have the pitcher for Tullahoma was leaving the rubber before the ball was leaving her hand, which is also illegal. Nobody called that. I mean, it's just little things, that nuances of the game, but they're there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
The girl was stealing second, and now she's in, they call that scoring position, Chewy. You know why they call that scoring position? Because a hit scores a run in that play. You know, if she's on first, just a normal hit, she might move to second or move to third. But if she's on second, a hit scores a run. And that's what happened. They got a couple of cheap runs because they were able to take bags by leaving first base early. It's small things like that, okay? But all of this brings me back around. At some point, it stops being about the officiating. At some point, it starts being it is in our heads. It's in our athletes' heads. It's in my head. It's in the parents' heads. Softball dad told me, yeah, I knew when we showed up tonight, I knew this game was going to get ratchet. That was his words. And it's because it's Tullahoma. Every time. And the second something goes weird, the thought enters your head. Here we go again. And that is a killer. We have better players. Our basketball team was better. Our girls' basketball team. Their boys' basketball team was legit, but, you know, it helps when you take a bunch of Franklin County kids. Our basketball team, our girls' basketball team was better. Our softball team was better. Our baseball team possibly could have won that game the other night. We can have better coaching. But if we expect something to go wrong, then we're already playing in an uphill battle. So I think we've got one of two options, Chewy, and I recommend that we do them both.
Okay.
Okay? So number one, We file complaints. We send in the tape. We argue the rules. We do the thing that we can do. We're going to do that, but that's also boring, okay? And option number 2 is that we embrace this for what it is. This is a full-on Tullahoma-based voodoo curse, and we need to figure out how to release it.
Ooh, a baseball curse.
Not just a baseball curse.
A sports curse.
A sports curse. We've got our own verifiable sports curse we need to break.
Wow. We need like a superstition around this as well.
Well, that's what we're trying. Number one, when you get a curse, you got to figure out what's the root cause of the curse.
Right.
So in the FMO Facebook feed, I need opinions. A, what's the origin of the curse? I mean, hell, the kids over at Coffee County killed a wildcat and like hung it from the damn goalposts or something.
I remember that.
And they didn't get cursed. What the hell did we do? What did you do, Chewy?
It wasn't me.
What did you do?
I don't play with that stuff.
Did somebody bury something under our field?
Ooh, that'd be spooky.
Is there a witch living somewhere off of Highway 4? The Tullahoma witch that lives off of off of Highway 41. I know there's one or two. I know for a fact.
I'm sorry.
So we need to, number one, we need to determine the origin of the curse. Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to let me know. And number 2, we need to figure out a freaking way out of this because this is really bad. So call your priest. We might need to burn uniforms. We gotta. Do we need to change the bus routes? I mean, I'm talking about when we go to and from Tullahoma, we take a different route or something like that. Come in from the backside. Come in from we go up around to like Shelbyville and then come back down. I don't know. Do the coaches need to carry horseshoes in their pocket? I don't know.
Got all his comments though, telling us about everything.
Chewy, I think you can help us break the curse.
That's what Doug Harris said. He says,
do we make Chewy stand on the edge of the field and chant incantations during the game?
Well, Doug says I just need to start officiating.
Oh, it'd be really bad.
Yeah,
that equally bad for both sides.
Right, that sort of evens it out, though. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so everyone's getting
Kid
bad
hits
calls.
a home run. Chewy's like, touchdown!
4 points. Chant Smith did jump in saying 2 outs when Parton was up, but when it got to 2 outs, Bella Smith was called out when she was up 2 steps past the first base.
Right.
Jamie Parton Johnson jumped in saying they make enough horrible calls to be called out by their horrible performance. Keith McFarland says they need to be held accountable. They are getting paid. Jamie come back saying same ones do it every time. Everyone plays them knows it.
Okay, so I will say this from a basketball perspective. When we do the basketball games, because umpires are different than basketball officials, are different than football officials, but when we do the basketball games, there are 3 guys that I know when I see one of, or especially 2 of, because sometimes there's 2 of these 3 guys on a game. When I see one of at least one of these guys, but if there's 2, it's going to be really bad. If I see one of these guys, I'm like, we are absolutely screwed.
Keith McFarland says we need to get ahead and to come to the games. And let's see, some saying that he was from Tullahoma. Andrew jumped in.
He was from Tullahoma.
Good morning this morning. Keith asked, are the games being recorded? And if so, FC needs to send a copy to the state. And then
we've got the recording of the game, and there will be what I was told is there will be something filed.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's on Game Changer. You can watch it. You can pull it up on Game Changer. And in fact, what I want to do is I got to go back and see some of the balls and strikes calls on Game Changer, because I was sitting there and I gave up like in the second inning. I was like, I don't know what a freaking ball and strike is. They're just literally, it would be a foot outside and he'd call that a strike, and then it would be right over the heart of the plate and he'd call it a ball. And I'm like, what am I looking at? I thought I was drunk.
Lorraine Wainwright says any school that plays Tullahoma plays the umps, and that's always Tullahoma umps, always. And then Brittany Carter jumped in saying, who can send the clips in? Does it have to be a coach or an AD? Maybe the umpire. Maybe I need an umpire, Keith says. And then Brittany also asked who chooses the umpires. I assume that's all done by TSAA or whatever.
Yeah, TSSAA. So, well, when Clay was here, he had this. What you've got is somebody who's like over a group or a region of umpires, I believe. And here's the thing: they kind of get to choose what game they want to do because they're such in desperate need. So they have a list. They have a web portal basically, and they have a list of all of these games that are coming up that they need umpires for. And so you like check, oh yeah, I can do this one, I'll do this one, I'll do this one. So they pretty much pick their own games from what I know about this. Now, if you're an umpire or an official or whatever, stop me if I'm lying because I don't want to give fake news. I don't want to give false information. But from what I saw, we had one of these guys work for us, and when he would figure out what games he was going to call, he would look at his schedule, he would look in the portal, and he would see, oh, yeah, I can do this one. And he would tick the box. And then he would pick another one, and he would tick the box. And he would just assign himself these games.
Stephanie Marshall jumped in saying the camera angle from the game for the balls and strikes won't be as good as last night, but we'll still leave you scratching your head watching the rest of the game. And then Jamie Parton jumped back in saying Mr. Bean is in charge of ours. He's from Tullahoma. Chance Smith says when Franklin County plays Tullahoma chooses the umpires and then sides with some extra money to them. That allegedly. Allegedly. And then Doug Garrett says Jobu needs rum. It's very bad to steal Jobu's rum. Did Chewy steal Jobu's rum?
Yes.
Possibly.
That is where I'm going with this, okay? I don't know what we need to do. I don't know, like, can somebody go up to KFC and pick up a bucket of chicken? So Jobu needs a live chicken. They bring him some KFC. Don't steal Jobu's rum, and we need some KFC. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to. I'm at a loss at this point.
There's not really a good answer. It sounds like right now.
Well, I'm open. I'm open for suggestions. I'm open for trying. If we need to get a barrel and start burning stuff in the barrel, if we need to have maybe what we need to do over the summer to prepare for the new day. It is a new day, okay, in Franklin County. What we need to do is, and I think I can sell sponsorships to this, okay? No, but what we need to do is we need to go find a field. We need to go find an empty, farmer's got to have a field. There's got to be a field we can use for this. And have a big freaking bonfire that is like a break the curse bonfire. And I don't know what kind of witch doctors or pastors or former officials or former players or what we need to do, but I think we just got to start burning crap. Okay,
you're ready to get your pitchfork out.
Anything with a Tullahoma, if anybody's got any kind of Tullahoma or Wildcat or anything that we can get our hands on, we just got to start burning stuff. I'm ready. We were talking about it yesterday. I think we need to start a starting lineup kit, bug out kit. What would you call that? It could just be like a mini pitchfork and a torch.
Oh yeah. Look at an Altoids kit. It's a match and a little pitchfork.
Yeah.
And then you just have those at the ready. You can have it in your pocket, in your cargo pants that you wear to the games.
Yeah.
I know every dad does.
Everybody, yeah. I got mine on. Everybody just pulls out their little pitchfork, and we just go find who we going after today. Today it's a whole town, apparently.
Jamie says we need to get some holy water and splash it around.
Yes. We need to go to each field, each of our fields, and we need to have an exorcism.
Put some olive oil at every corner.
Spread put like the blood on the foul poles.
Lamb's blood on the foul poles.
I don't know. Wildcats blood. I don't know. Is it Wildcat season yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Goodness gracious. It's every time.
Yeah. It seemed I'll be honest with you, as a third party observer, somebody who doesn't do sports, again, I might be biased, but every time I hear about officiating, every single time it's Tullahoma. And I've seen clips of it too. You know what I mean? Like online, right. People will post the clips of the bad officiating.
Well, and here's the thing: is because I am a FC homer. I know I am. And when I call the games, I try and call them fairly. I try not to say we and our and that type of stuff. You know, am I calling them for Franklin County? Yes. But I'm trying to call them down the middle professionally and that type of thing. But I'm watching that game, and I went back and I watched the video because on the Game Changer, I plugged in to the Game Changer, so my play-by-play is on the Game Changer. And I went back because I blacked out. I'll be honest. I saw it. I'm looking down the line, and I see the ball hit off the thumb of her glove and hit the bag and kick towards their dugout. And I'm like, this is a tie game. She's going to come across the play, and it's the bottom of the 7th inning, okay? We're about to walk this thing off. We are about to win this game in walk-off fashion against Tullahoma, and this is a big deal. And I'm, like, excited. The ball, and they call it a foul ball. And I'm like, it hit her glove! That's all I can say. I'm like, what are you saying? What are you doing? Stop! The curse is real. I don't know who did it, who done it. We got to figure it out.
Keith McFarland jumped in saying, FC needs to bring out the pinstripe uniforms, bring back the mojo from the Yankees, and break the curse. And Jamie says, you said everything this mom wanted to say.
Yeah, she was like, after the game, she's like, thank you. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And am I, okay, and I know I'm talking to a bunch of FC people in the chat, but am I crazy? Am I crazy to think that it's every time? Am I off base by saying that this is a pattern, not just a pattern, but a full-blown curse? Am I wrong? Tell me. Because if I am, then I'll back off it and I'll stop overreacting, right? But if you are to the point that I am at, I'm pulling. If I had any hair, I'd be pulling it out because I don't know what to do anymore when we play them. Oh. All right.
Shanna Adams said, my son saw the exact same play and said something. The ball touched her glove. And then Tracy Seals jumped in saying FC football beat Tullahoma and actually at their field in 2023. So there you go. So that was the last time.
Well, it's been a while since the softball team beat them, and we're way better than them. Our team is way better than no offense. I don't want to take anything away from the fact that they beat us, even though they, had to have help to do it. But our softball team is way better than theirs. There's no reason for it, right?
Yeah.
We just, again, it's kind of in our head. All right. I spent 30 minutes on that. It was way too long, but it was totally worth it.
This impassioned thing, people were, it was an important thing for the public.
I'm here for you guys. Listen, I don't think I'm crazy. I don't think you're crazy. I think that there's something nefarious going on here. I think that we need to figure out what it is. And, if we need to go kill a chicken to do it, I'm all for whatever needs to be done here to get this curse released. All right. When we come back, we'll go out to, gotta go out to Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware and Heath Automotive at some point this morning. It is a What the Florida Friday, so Sammy D is going to be in hour number 2. I need to go lower my blood pressure. Otherwise, Chewy's going to win a bet. It is the starting lineup fueled by Loco Coffee, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Stimulant misuse can take many forms. It may involve abusing methamphetamine or prescribed ADHD medication. Both carry real risks when not used safely or under medical supervision. Prevention starts with education and open communication. The Franklin County Prevention Coalition provides tools and local resources to help families make informed decisions. When we stay proactive, we are stronger together, and we are stronger without it. Learn more at fcpctn.org. This project is funded under a grant contract with the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester, or check out everything they offer online at reliablerentalfc.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got
From the
it.
931 Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Winchester weather update. Looking forward to a little bit of a cloudy day today, but it'll still be nice and warm with a high of 82 degrees with some light variable wind coming in from the southwest at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Get out there and enjoy your cloudy but nice day while you stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester 1340 1069.
Hey folks, I'm Johnny Hand from WCDT, the home for Franklin County Athletics. From Friday night football to every big game in between, we're proud to bring you all the action that keeps our community cheering. Want to be part of that excitement? We'd love to talk with you about advertising and other great opportunities to support our local athletes. So give us a call today at 931-967-2201 or stop by the station at 1201 South College Street right here in Winchester. WCDT Winchester. We are Franklin County.
All right, so a couple of things in the chat. We may be getting somewhere, guys. I appreciate this. We're moving in a positive direction. The first thing is acknowledge the first, what do they say? The first solution, or the first part of the solution is acknowledging you got a problem?
Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe that's addiction. I don't know. Keith McFarland says, a few years ago there was a curse with Tullahoma and FC girls soccer. Same thing, always refs. FC finally started beating the refs in Tullahoma. All right, so maybe Kent did something to release because our girls soccer team balls now, and they won the state championship and all the things. And that's the thing. I think that if we could get over Tullahoma, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Because to me, they're like our ceiling, and we can't break through them as the ceiling. But if we do, I think we go straight to we win district all the time if it's not for Tullahoma. Because even when they suck, they stand in our way. Stephanie Marshall says at least 3 of those runs were players that left the bases early, makes our pitchers face more batters, and they get away with it. That's 100% true. Again, they leave, they steal second like it's nothing because Alex Hand, there was one play where Alex Hand threw an absolute frozen rope to second base, and if the girl hadn't left early, not only does Alex Hand get her out at second base, she almost still got her out, and she left 2 steps early. But not only does she get her out, but we're out of the inning. And on top of that, when you consider each one of those that is, instead of being an out, is now a run, it would have literally been an out. And all you got to do is call it once. If you call it once, if you call one girl out for leaving early, they'll stop. You just got to do it and show that you're willing to do it. But you got to have the cojones to do it. It's not a likable call. Now, here's the other thing, is as bad as the officiating, the refs were towards us, our team, our coaching staff, Coach K and our parents are another story, but, I'm here for our parents. I'm all for it. But our coaching staff handled it with class. They were respectful the whole time. The first time that Tullahoma got a bad ball and strike call against them, one of their coaches cussed at the umpire from the dugout. I mean, should have gotten thrown out of the game. Slinging vulgarities at the umpire. And the umpire looked at him and just kind of let it go. But at least we got class.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that. Not that I want to start a war here or anything like that. But at least we handled it with class.
I would say so, yeah. Very much.
The parents, they're trying to defend their kids, and I'm all for that. Call it down the middle. Call it fair. At least call the game. Don't take the ball out of the girl's hands. Mm-hmm. Don't take the bat out of the kid's hands. Call it honest. Anyway, all right. Let's go out to poultry.
Okay, let's do it.
We'll see if maybe poultry's got something that they can help us with to relieve this curse. I don't know. What do we need? A blowtorch? Would that help? I'm at a loss, guys. We got to start somewhere. I'm open to suggestions, so jump in the FMO Facebook feed and let me know. Has anybody broken a curse before? We're talking about this isn't like the curse of the Great Bambino here. I don't think we need to go that far. I think that this is like a hometown curse, so it should be a little bit easier to break. Maybe Jeff or Miss Christie over at Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware have something that we can do to break this curse.
This is Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
I'm perturbed at Miss Christie, okay?
Uh-oh, what'd she do? She curse you?
She quit. She took a week's vacation.
Jeff, there's a difference between quitting and taking a week's vacation.
But she quit me this week, and that's what she did. She literally quit me this week, okay?
Knowing you, though, at least it was only a week. I mean,
yeah, but do you know how hard I've had to work this week? My knees ache, my thighs hurt, my calves hurt. I'm telling you, her and I are going to have a round come Monday morning.
Yeah, she's going to come back and she's going to have to put in all those like invoices that you didn't get to and all that stuff, all that paperwork
That's
you didn't
exactly
do.
Right. If you'll see her desk up there, we're laughing. But come Monday morning when she sees her desk, there's not going to be any laughing.
Whoa.
She's going to be hot.
Well,
and I had all the intentions in the world of helping her do some of this. But we have been busy.
Yeah.
We have been busy, and I've not had time to get up there and do the paperwork,
Yeah.
But now how she's going to answer this? She's going to answer this by saying, well, I have to make time to do the paperwork and whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a no-win situation,
Kind of like that conversation my wife and I have about the dishes at home.
Now, I'm going to state my facts. I'm going to state my case, and I'm going to put a little fact behind it.
Yeah.
But she's not going to listen to any of it. She's not going to believe any of it.
Yeah.
She's just going to say.
You've already lost the argument, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But I've got to argue with her Monday because she's worked my butt off this week.
Well, you say it's busy. What do you guys slinging a bunch of propane? You got people going out camping and stuff? You helping people fix up their backyards, getting ready to enjoy this beautiful weather? What are you guys working with people on?
Small wire.
Oh, he's
blue ones, gray.
He's working. He's working right now. He didn't even have time for a phone call.
No, it's been everything. It's been propane. It's been irrigation. It's been Benjamin Moore paint. It's been electrical. It's been plumbing. We literally have a truck in the parking lot now loading up some irrigation pipe. We have already filled some propane this morning. We have already mixed 2 gallons of red Benjamin Moore paint this morning, and it's only 7:40.
I wouldn't put it past Miss Christie, for revenge from last year when she went on vacation. I bet what she did, she knew she had her vacation coming up, and she had a bunch of, projects that were coming up for people who were calling, and, hey, I need this, hey, I need that. She probably said, just wait till next week. Next week would be a great opportunity for you to handle that.
Yeah,
she put everybody off next week for you.
Yeah. We have a hardware truck unloading right now. We've had people down the faster aisle. I had to go back here a while ago and sell some Tapcon screws. Tapcon screws, for those that don't know, are screws that you drill a hole in the concrete.
Yeah.
And they drill directly and cut their own threads into the concrete,
Yeah.
This guy was holding some kind of sign on the wall that his wife had bought, and she's been on him for a month to get it hung. So he's off today, so he's going to get that sign hung today because he said he's tired of listening to her.
Yeah.
Now, he said that, not me, okay? But that does sound like you and I, right?
Oh, man, 100%.
So anyways, hey, before we go, Adam wants me to talk about something. We have a GE French door refrigerator that has the 2 doors side by side on top.
Yeah.
It has a pull-out drawer at the bottom for the freezer.
Yeah.
It actually has 2 of them. They're normally $2,147. All right. They've done a rebate on them for us, not for the customer. This is a rebate that we have to get on the backside.
Okay.
But on sale for $17.99.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
So from $2,147 to $17.99. The customer won't know anything about the retail. The rebate. All they'll see is a $21.47. They're going to give $17.99 plus tax. We'll take their money. We'll do it right. We'll get it delivered, and then when Miss Christie or Adam is here, they'll do the backside rebate for us through the store here. So the customer pays $17.99.
Yeah, don't worry.
There's no mailing in a coupon to get a gift card back or anything like that.
Yeah.
No, it's none of that garbage. It's just $17.99 from $21.47 as far as the customer knows. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Don't worry about
we
the
have
paperwork.
two of those.
Miss Christie will
That's
handle
right.
the paperwork.
Yes. Or she'll take off a week and Jeff will have to do it, you know. But anyway, so if you need some appliances, every Friday is appliance day at Poacher Electric. Every day is appliance day, but it seems to be a real big mover on Fridays. We're headed to the distribution center today in Murfreesboro to pick up 2 special orders that has to be delivered today. They finally came in. The people are off over the weekend. They want their 2 appliances, so I'm headed up there to get that. One of those is a big Speed Queen stack deal. If you need any appliances, come see us in electrical, plumbing, hardware, whatever you may need, Benjamin Moore Paint. Come and see us at Poacher Electric Pro Hardware, 1991 Sharp Springs Road. Call us at 967-7351. We're located. Walmart is in our back door. Crystal's is in our front door. And I always think of my sister when I say that. My sister's name is Crystal, you know. Of course, my sister's spelled with a C, not a K. But Crystal's, the restaurant, is in front of us. So, hey, come and see us at Poacher Electric Pro Hardware.
All right, brother. Stay sane.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. That is Jeff. He's on one this morning.
Doug Garrett says, sounds like he needs one of those telephone umpires at Poultry Electric to win this case.
Yeah. He's going to lose. I mean, it's what it is. Knowing Miss Christie, he's already lost that argument. All right, quick break in here, and we'll be back. We got to go out to Heath Automotive on the other side, but we went so long in that first segment that I got to get another break in. It is the starting lineup. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
The starting lineup with Joe and Chewy is presented by Loco in Winchester. Right here in Winchester, Loco is doing things their own way. From locally roasted Loco coffee to a one-of-a-kind shop experience. It's a place that's built for the Franklin County community. So if you haven't stopped by yet, now's the time. Support local. Drink Loco coffee, fueling Franklin County mornings. Roasted right here in Franklin County. And don't forget to tune into the starting lineup, weekdays from 7 to 9.
For over 10 years, EC Design and Print has provided print marketing solutions for Southern Middle Tennessee, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. Just check out their Google reviews. The words clients use consistently to describe EC is that they're different, unique, and fun to work with, whether from a long-time or a first-time customer. EC Design takes pride in how they handle any project, no matter how simple or complicated it might be. So make your next print project easy with EC Design and Print on North Jackson Street in Tullahoma.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
The Franklin County Rebels battled throughout Tuesday night's matchup with Tullahoma, but came up short in a 3-0 loss in a game that was far closer than the final score indicated. Franklin County matched Tullahoma with 8 hits and created multiple scoring opportunities, but struggled to deliver the timely hit. Aiden Hoddesy, Leighton Jones, and Connor Parker each recorded 2 hits, while Gavin McBee and Braden Jackson added to the offensive effort. On the mound, Parker turned in a strong performance, working 6 innings and allowing just 2 earned runs while striking out 5 to keep the Rebels within striking distance. The Rebels left runners in scoring position on multiple occasions, including a bases-loaded opportunity and another threat with runners at second and third. Tullahoma starter Ben Quick worked out of each jam, finishing with 10 strikeouts, several coming in critical moments. A close call at first base and a ground rule double that halted a potential rally also proved pivotal. Franklin County brought the tying run to the plate in the 7th before a flyout ended the game. The Rebels will regroup ahead of Thursday's road matchup at Shelbyville Central. Meanwhile, Franklin County Schools continue working through a proposed 2026-27 budget that reflects projected revenues of approximately $55.97 million and expenditures of about $60.71 million, leaving a roughly $4.74 million gap if no adjustments are made. District leaders cite raising salaries, insurance costs, and declining enrollment as major factors. Enrollment decreases have reduced state funding tied to student numbers, increasing financial strain. However, administrators emphasize the discussion is about more than deficits. Leaders point to academic progress and efforts to improve outcomes, suggesting the challenge may be as much about public perception as performance. As the budget process continues, officials face the dual task of managing financial realities while working to rebuild confidence and strengthen enrollment. For more local news and sports updates, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
Are you struggling to get real impact from your marketing dollars? That's because most local advertising is sold short term with no strategy behind it. At ESPN Radio Winchester, we don't just run ads, we build marketing plans. We focus on consistency and alignment across platforms and long-term visibility that keeps working even when your ad isn't playing. Because marketing isn't a project, it's a system. Start building your brand with ESPN Radio, 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
There was an outline for today's show, but it didn't survive the opening segment. Back to Joe and Chewy on the starting lineup right here on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Holy Moses. It is the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee here on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Real quick, I did want to say, so if you've got a tax refund coming in, it's a great opportunity to head on over to Backstage Pawn just off South College Street. I did not realize the amount of firearms inventory that they've got over there. But it's crazy. And not only that, they have the ability to order essentially anything that you want. And then I'm always interested from a pawn aspect, like the cool things that come through the door and things like that. But they also buy gold and silver. So you could even walk in there with something in hand and walk out with cash in hand. But this week, Chewy, 10% off all AR rifles in stock.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And they've got every week they've got like a deal of the week. But go check out Backstage Pawn. All right, let's flip it around and we'll go out to Heath Automotive to wrap up the hour as we're rapidly closing in on the Pledge of Allegiance from over there at Deckard Elementary. We spent basically the entire first half of hour number one talking about this curse and what we've got to do to break it. Guys, I'm open to suggestions. I don't know what we need to do. I don't know if we need to check with Kent and see what he did. Do we need to bury something? Do we need to dig up something? Do we need to burn something? Do we need to kill something? I'm just saying. I'm open to suggestions. Could be one of many things. Maybe one of multiple things. Maybe we try it all. No answer?
No, I think Steve's busy this morning.
Okay. Steve's busy this morning. It's understandable. It's a busy morning. Chewy, you're kind of cursed.
Yeah, I would say so.
You're like kind of a cursed one.
Sure.
If we had a wizard in Winchester, I would tab you as it.
Thanks.
Do you have any suggestions on the matter? I mean, anything that we can do to release this curse?
Patience.
I don't got no more patience.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure on this. I think attention will help more than anything. Just bringing it to
Do you have a
public
cauldron?
conscious. I don't have an iron cauldron.
Damn it.
But I do have a mortar and pedestal made out of crystals.
Okay.
I do have a crystal ball. I mean, yeah, I could scribe for some possibilities for you on air one day.
Okay, check into the just this weekend. I need you to check into the crystal ball. Maybe you can determine the origin of said curse.
We don't know where all the stones are. We don't know who could be watching.
If we can get to the origin of the curse,
why do we fear it?
Maybe we can fix it.
Just quoting Lord of the Rings. Doug Garrett says he has 35 spring game tickets left at the Chevy store, by the way.
Nice.
So you guys, you can get those for like, what was it, $2
$2.50.
For $2.50, you can go get yourself some spring game tickets.
Suggestion number 1 on how we break the curse. Go to the games and be louder than them.
There you go.
Okay.
Show these guys that we mean business.
Now, I will say this, and I have, yesterday I only got to make it out there for like 5 minutes. Because I was doing the softball game was adjacent, and prior to me setting up and doing a softball game, I went over to the field and was watching a practice. I said this yesterday. Man, the football team is looking tight. They are like everything is so like on schedule and organized and detailed. And I am extremely impressed by the performance of the boys and the coaching staff. Now, you got to remember, too, Coach Reed it's only like Coach Reed and one other guy. It's not like now there are assistants out there. I say one other guy. I think that there's 3 of the coaching staff that is going to be in place out there. There's like 6-ish guys, 6 or 7 guys out there. Landon's out there. Cale Thompson, who's going to coach South, is out there. There's more guys out there helping, but he doesn't have his staff, his varsity staff, in place yet because we're still in the middle of school year, right? And the fact that he's operating shorthanded and they look as good as they do is so impressive. And I can't wait till he gets the full staff out there where he can really dive deep into working with these kids.
Doug Garrett says, I am sure we already have 10 penalties called it at spring game.
Yeah, probably. I'm not worried about it. So the other thing that I would say is, from a numbers standpoint, get this. I'm hearing that, now remember, we ended the season last year, I think at the end of last season we had like 40-some-odd players, and one of the big concerns is kids aren't coming out for football. How do we get them back out there? Do we need to combine? We started having conversations about combining the middle school, all these things. Okay? Is football dying? It became this like larger than it needed to be kind of situation. The football team, the varsity team this year that is already out there, has a good number of guys out there, but they're expecting to have in the football program somewhere near 90 kids.
Wow.
Like 80 to 90 kids, somewhere in that number.
That's not bad.
If that doesn't show you the level of excitement around the football program, I don't know what does.
Oh, very nice stuff.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. All right. I enjoyed the caveman.
We start talking about football. I go all like Tim the Toolman Taylor on it.
So Gronk, do you want to close out the show for us?
Yeah. All right, hour number 2 with Sammy D coming up next. It is a What the Florida Friday. You're tuned in to the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Winchester. When our local athletes give it their all, Domino's is here to refuel the team. Swing by Domino's on South College and build your own pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 each. After the game, feed the whole squad. Grab a medium 2-topping Parmesan stuffed crust pizza, bread bites, and dips for $17.99. Or go big with 2 large pizzas and bread bites for $24.99. Quick combos, cold drinks, and deals starting at $5.99. At 668 South College Street, Domino's is proud to support our local athletes, on and off the field.
Out with the cold, in with the comfort. Refresh your home with Hall Furniture in Winchester. From stylish living room sets to cozy recliners and dining pieces made for gathering, now's the perfect time to upgrade your space. Quality, comfort, and pieces you'll love coming home to.
That's Hall Furniture. Visit them at 3131 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or browse anytime at hallfurniture.com. Hall Furniture. Make your home feel brand new.
With the latest from around FCHS and Rebel Nation.
The Rebel Report, every weekday, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church, right here on ESPN Radio Winchester.
Welcome back to another edition of the Rebel Report. We've got a big week ahead for Franklin County athletics as multiple teams are making their final push towards the postseason.
That's right. Let's start on the diamond where the Rebel baseball team is gearing up for a huge district showdown. They'll take on Tullahoma Monday night in the first game of a 2-game series.
And this isn't just any regular season matchup. This series will determine who secures the number 2 seed heading into the district tournament. So, there's a lot on the line.
You can expect a competitive atmosphere as both teams look to gain momentum at just the right time. A strong performance here can make a big difference when tournament play begins.
Switching over to the softball field, the Rebelettes are back at home Monday night as they host Warren County.
The girls are looking to stay above 500 on the season, and this game is another important opportunity to build confidence and consistency heading into postseason play.
Every game matters this time of year, and protecting home field could give them the boost they need going forward.
Now let's head to the soccer pitch. The Rebel boys soccer team will be on the road Tuesday night as they travel to take on district rival Shelbyville.
This is another high-stakes matchup as both teams are battling for a top seed in the district tournament. With so much on the line, expect a fast-paced and intense game.
Road games are never easy, especially against a rival, but the Rebels have shown they can compete with anyone when they're playing their best.
It's shaping up to be an exciting week across all sports, with each team fighting for position and momentum as the postseason quickly approaches.
We'd like to wish all of our Rebel teams the best of luck as they head into these important matchups and prepare for their respective district tournaments.
Make sure to come out and support if you can, because your energy in the stands truly makes a difference.
That's all for this edition of the Rebel Report.
We'll see you next time, and as always,
go Rebels!
Fifth-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, and compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
Good morning, Deckard. How are you guys out there?
Good morning, WCDT. We are pumped on this Friday. How about you guys?
Oh, we are too. I tell you what, let's get some of that energy out and let the public hear an absolutely fantastic pledge this morning.
We've got 4 very excited girls from Miss Gifford's first grade ready to make that happen.
All right, let's hear it.
Good morning, Franklin County. Please join Deckard Elementary as we stand, salute, and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Fantastic this morning. That was amazing.
That one's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
All right, who's our jump this morning? All right, come on up, little friend. Loud and proud right here. What do you call a fly with no wings?
I don't know.
A wasp.
Ah, very cute.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a very good one out there. All right, well, you have a wonderful day out there, Deckard, okay?
All right, y'all too. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, back here on the starting lineup, hour number 2. The Pledge of Allegiance brought to you every morning by the folks over there at Southern Tennessee Cardiology and Dr. Basaraba, who proudly serve our community with trusted heart care. Southern TN Cardiology and Dr. Basaraba takes care of Franklin County one heartbeat at a time. speaking of taking care of Franklin County, we got a man in studio with us now. Let's pause for production.
When chaos looms and justice hangs by a thread, there's only one man to call. Sam Davidson.
I think Steve is calling us back. You want to pick it up?
Yeah, go for it. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Joe.
How are you today?
I missed the phone call because I was waiting on a customer.
We figured that you might have been busy this morning, which is a good thing, good problem to have. But you mentioned waiting on a customer. How are things going over there at Heath Automotive?
Staying busy.
Yeah.
Brake work, diagnostics, tires, service, repair. We've got everything from campers to 73 Corvettes coming in today. So
there you go. You mentioned diagnostics, and I think that's one of the things that kind of goes over my head, especially with all these computers, all this technology, all the things that you do. Before, I feel like vehicles were the way that if a bolt broke or something went wrong with the car, you turn a wrench on the thing. But nowadays, there's so much more to it, and these pieces of the vehicle are so finicky and so expensive. Probably having somebody from a diagnostic standpoint that knows what they're doing is extremely, extremely important.
Well, and we had a customer picking up their Dodge pickup truck this morning that had left it with us yesterday, and we got it finished up a little after closing last night, so he picked it up this morning. But he had it's a typical scenario. When we ask about, and it had stopped running on him. He was able to restart it, and it's had a surging situation that's just developed in the last few days. But when I asked him about it, I said, "Do you have a check engine light on?" He says, "I've always had a check engine light on ever since I got this truck." And I said, "Well, we're probably going to find an old code that deals with that issue. That's why the light's been on this long. But we will probably have a new code that hopefully will point us in the direction of what our problem is." And what it turned out to be, he had multiple codes. He had a fuel system code that turned out to be at first we thought it was going to be a purge valve. That was going to be quite a bit more expensive than the $20 gas cap that he had to have.
Right.
So, and that may have been one of his old codes that'd been there for a while, but his surging situation, he'd had a circuit to his NOx sensor on one side of the engine. You've got two that was just completely broken. So that connection was gone. So you've got a computer missing information that just makes them crazy. They throw out different performance fuel and air and whatnot to the vehicle when they can't get sensor information and all. So we got that repaired for him. So it turned out to be, in the scheme of things, a real minor situation. It takes more time to find the problem than it does to fix it in a case like that. But you're right, we see they get, you can call them sophisticated, complicated, too hard to work on, whatever you want to call it. But that's the sort of thing we see on a regular basis.
And it is important these days. The systems are all tracked by this technology and these computers and things like that. But it also helps you guys, to get to the root of the problem. Would you say it's easier or harder to sometimes diagnose with all these systems and the computers?
I'd say it's much more complicated and harder.
Wow, really?
And absolutely. In other words, if you do not have the experience, if you do not have the training,
right,
and if you do not have the diagnostic equipment to properly be able to get that information, then you need to subscribe to a service that will, in turn, like on this vehicle, it has a TSB, a troubleshooting bulletin. That's several years old, but it has to go back to the dealership to have the computer reprogrammed on an existing problem from that year engine, that particular size engine. So that's where it gets harder.
Right.
In other words, you're just not going to open the hood and start inspecting without some diagnostic equipment, and you've got to have the training and the experience that goes with that to be effective in fixing somebody's car.
Well, if folks are jumping in their vehicle this morning and they've got one of those lights that pops up on their vehicle, a check engine light or one of these other lights, and they're not sure where to start, how can they get a hold of you guys over there at Heath Automotive?
Okay. Well, you can always give us a call. The number is 967-3880. But here in Winchester, we're at 501 First Avenue Southwest. That's 4 blocks off the square. And we'll be happy to help you with all your tire, suspension, steering alignment issues and needs, repair, just normal maintenance, fluids, belts, hoses, a lot of AC work yesterday. Air conditioning system are going down, not cooling well, so keeping us busy with that. So a little bit of everything.
You can check out some of their tire rebates as well online at heathautomotivetire.com. And, speaking of air conditioning, let's talk about that on Monday morning the next time we speak, because you don't want to damage the AC unit. And there are these systems a lot of people try and buy and do it themselves, but that can lead to some costly repairs down the road.
Overcharging is not a good thing.
Yeah.
You can't measure and put the proper amount of refrigerant in there. You best not do it, because you can do more damage than good.
Exactly. All right, brother. Well, have a tremendous weekend.
You too, Joe. Y'all take care.
That is Steve over at Heath Automotive, again, online at heathautomotivetire.com. All right. You know what? Let's replay this man's intro.
When chaos looms and justice
I can
hangs
never
by
hear
a
it enough.
thread, there's only one man to call. Sam Davidson.
We needed to replay it because as soon as he said there's only one man to call, Heath Automotive called us. And maybe they were trying to get a hold of you.
Could have been.
People may not know, but Sam was actually, you were the OG for the intro. You were that's not only your original intro, but you were the only person to have one there for a while. You were the first idea that we had to do that.
I feel very special.
It might be time to refresh that thing, give it a facelift. Speaking of, make sure that in the next commercial break, we got to tell you about the idea that we got. This is a good idea. We can trust it with this man.
Okay.
I think.
Is this curse related?
No. This is actually kind of fun.
No, but to back up, Sammy D, do you have any recommendations on dealing with curses?
There's been several legendary curses throughout sports.
Yeah.
You've got baseball. There's football curses. No.
Okay. You're a big help.
Yeah, I don't deal with curses.
All right.
Endurance.
But here's I think maybe the the community bonfire.
Yeah.
Could be an idea. Honestly, if it's as bad as and I've not looked at Game Changer, we may look at some clips in the break. But if it's as bad as you say it is, the folks on Facebook commenting said, I would absolutely make a formal complaint.
Yeah. Well, I do think that is coming down. I was privy to an interaction after the game in which I caught that drift,
and being a coach, being a parent, you see a lot of things on the baseball field. And being an umpire is a very difficult job. I want to say that on the front end, not to disrespect the umpires. But they have a difficult job, very, very difficult job. And things do get missed. They are human. And unless we go with a completely automated system, there will be error. And we saw that We saw that in the major leagues with the instant replay system and all that. And I don't know how you fix it because the pool of umpires is so small.
Right.
I know for us, when we're trying to gather umpires for our baseball league, it's tough. It's tough. And last night we had an umpire that couldn't be there, and one of our board members had to fill in. And it's not a lot of fun.
Right.
I umped games in college, and it was tough then. It's still tough now. The amount of people that want to do the job is ever getting smaller, and I understand it because there's nobody more ruthless than a parent when a call goes against their kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why folks don't want to do the job. But for me, if we have an issue with an umpire, and that's happened this year, we had a conversation with the head umpire, and they will not be back. And when you start holding the umpires accountable, they do a better job. Now, I mean, I say that, but you look at you look in the MLB, guys like Angel and CB Buckner that have been around for years,
right?
Just absolutely missing calls every day, and they keep hanging around.
Yeah, the ABS, as much as I like, it kind of annoys me to a certain extent, and I like the spirit of the game being, the strike zone being a little bit different based off of the umpire and things like that and how they're calling it. And I like a certain amount of that. I don't like it when it's the story, when it becomes like a major part of the outcome of the game. I like it when it's, fair for both teams and all the other things, and it's just a little bit, dependent upon the guy behind the plate. But you have certain guys who, in the major leagues, Chewy, they will have a very pitcher-friendly strike zone, and so anytime one of those guys is behind home plate, the pitchers will have it'll be a pitcher's duel. It'll be a very low-scoring game because the hitters, they're looking at pitches and they're like, that's a ball, and they're getting called for strike 3, and so they're not swinging at pitches and they're getting called for strike. And you'll have a 3-2 game, and then you'll have another guy who's got a very tight strike zone, so pitchers are having to throw it over the plate to get the strike call, and so guys are getting good pitches, and you'll have like a 6-8 game, something like that. But it can be very dependent upon. But the system now that they've got out there, if guys think that it's a ball, they can like review it, and they'll take a look, and very much like how tennis, they'll check to see if the ball hit the line. They'll review it, and sure enough, there have been many a time this season where you'll have not just one pitch be reviewed, but like multiple pitches in a row where the guys are like, no, that's a ball, that's a ball, that's a ball. And I do think it's good in terms of holding them accountable. It's just when it's at this level, I think the feeling is very defeated because you feel like, well, yeah, we can file a complaint afterwards, but it doesn't change the outcome of the game. It doesn't. It's not like it doesn't feel like it helps.
Right.
It feels like you're shouting into the nether.
Yeah, and that's
that one. Yeah.
That's you said that really nice. I remember the days of, hey, so and so's behind the plate. It's going to be a long day. Or, oh yeah, pitchers were happy when they saw certain umps back there. And I hate to keep beating up on the guy, but we're a month in, less than a month in, and CB Buckner has just absolutely over and over and over been shown to be deficient when he's calling balls and strikes and other plays.
Right. I think that ultimately, too, if you've got a situation like that, here's the way that I look at the ABS system, is that it's less in the long run. I think it should be less about the balls and strikes within the game and more about, are these guys, like if we've got a guy that's constantly bad, missing calls, then he probably is missing calls on other things as well. Let's get him out of here. Replace that guy.
Yeah, and it's you and just to go back to this, you said it really well. You know, the pitchers and the catchers know when so-and-so's behind the plate, how to do it. And we have to think, these guys are the best in the world at their job.
Yeah.
And
supposed to be.
And I'm talking about the players, not the umpires.
Oh, yeah.
And when you see a catcher's challenge or a hitter's challenge, these guys know the strike zone better than anybody.
Yeah.
And this gives them a way finally to say, hey, Blue, you missed this one.
Yeah.
And to give them a chance to challenge it. And it's definitely changing the game. I'm a little torn, kind of like you. I like it. I like that it's giving a little bit of redemption for that batter who gets called up or called out on a strike three and it's not even close.
Right.
But it is changing the game, and I'm not sure if it's for the better. I don't know where they go after this because technology generally leads to more technology.
Right. Yeah, and I don't want it to be all digital balls and strikes called by the system, but it is tough because to your point, I don't see how you back it down, and I don't know if it needs to be backed down. That's not what I'm saying. It's just they're going to want to incorporate it in more things. I like the human element of the game. If we're not going to have the human element of the game, then just put a bunch of robots out there or just play it on a video game. What are we doing? We don't even need to be athletic anymore. People don't even need to go outside and run. Let's just sit at the computer and do it with our thumbs, and we can play against each other on MLB The Show or something like that.
Preach, Joe.
Yeah, just to bring.
I like this side of you.
Jimmy's like, I could make it to the big leagues.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that is frustrating. We've brought technology in. Certain things are reviewable. Certain things aren't. Why? If you're gonna allow certain things to be reviewed, then make everything reviewable.
Right.
And in my opinion, there's some things that have already happened this season in the majors, and they weren't able to be reviewed, and the umpires were clearly wrong. With the video being so good now, those managers, they've got people, in the dugout or behind the dugout that they're instantly reviewing every play.
Right.
And they will let the manager know quickly, hey, challenge this, do this.
Yeah.
If the teams are doing that, then the umpires can do it.
Yeah. Well, Jamie Parton says, just don't make it obvious that you're calling it one-sided. Just call it bad on both sides. And then she also said, which I love this idea, we haven't talked about it on the show. I think we need to make this happen. And I've thought about this before. I've thought about bringing it up and talking about it. She says we need flag football for the girls.
So I heard about this last night, that there's a push to come up with a girls football something at the high school.
Well, the flag football is for girls. Flag football is picking up around the country, right? The NFL's gotten involved. They've got an initiative and all these things, and it is growing. And I think that would be tremendous. We have some really good female athletes within our athletic programs. I would love to see a girls' flag football team. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I love that idea. I want to see the ladies get involved in every sport.
Yeah. All right.
It just so happens I know a young lady that played on the football team, North.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And she did quite well. So she wanted to play football. There wasn't a girls' football team, so she went out there and played with the boys.
Wow.
And did well.
That's very cool. I didn't realize that we had a young lady playing football. When was that?
Let's see. That was last year.
Really? Wow.
Jamie came back saying we have so many girls that would play, and it would be one heck of a team.
Yeah, we do. And not only that, but some eighth grade. We have really good 8th grade talent coming up. Like a Miracle Johnson, who is an 8th grader coming up. She would make one heck of a running back or receiver or something. She's so fast. And I'm sure that there's tons of girls in the system that would just absolutely love it. All right, let's get a quick break in here. When we come back, we'll talk about what's going on in and around the county with Sammy D, and then we'll get into some Florida Man headlines. It is the starting lineup fueled by Loco Coffee. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester.
Spring is in the air, and so are fresh new savings at Furniture Merchandise Outlet, FMO, right here in Tullahoma. Ready to refresh your space? From living rooms and bedrooms to dining sets and mattresses, FMO has the styles you want at prices you'll love. No long waits, no sticker shock. Just take it home today. Visit them at 105 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma or browse anytime at FMOTN.com. Furniture Merchandise Outlet, where spring cleaning turns into a spring upgrade.
From the 931 Go Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Radio Winchester weather update, presented by Pennett's Pharmacy.
Looking forward to a little bit of a cloudy day today, but it'll still be nice and warm with a high of 82 degrees with some light variable wind coming in from the southwest at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Get out there and enjoy your cloudy but nice day while you stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester 1340 1069.
At Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester, we're more than a pharmacy. We're your partner in health. Conveniently located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, we're here to serve you with fast, friendly, and personalized service. Need prescriptions filled? Looking for over-the-counter products? We've got you covered. Plus, enjoy local delivery and expert advice from our caring team. Call us today at 931-967-2777 or stop by Bennett's Pharmacy at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard today.
More Courtney Funeral Home? Well, they're a fifth-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, and compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or check out everything they offer online at ReliableRentalFC.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
When life hits you hard, you need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at southerninjurylaw.com. This is an advertisement. Andy Davis, attorney at law, responsible for content. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than that of other lawyers.
You're listening to the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee, on ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham. He is Sammy D. Chewy is also here because, wouldn't be the starting lineup without Chewy. But he will be unleashed later today. What do you got going on in the afternoon show?
Oh, we're having a special guest.
Yeah?
Yeah. My better half is, I've Shanghaied her to come onto the air this afternoon, and we're going to be bullying each other for a little bit. We're going to see how that goes. We're experimenting this week, so we're trying some stuff out.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's going okay.
Some days are better than others, he says.
Yeah.
Well, Presley wanted me to tell you hi.
Well, tell her I said hello.
Yep, on the way in, we were listening, and she goes, make sure to tell Chewy I said hi.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And what, I remember it. So she had a joke for you.
Okay.
All right. So what does a scientist do when they have bad breath?
I don't know.
They do experiments. Pretty good one.
That is a cute one. Well, tell her I said that was a good one. That was a good job.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Sammy D.
Uh-huh.
Mr. D.
Mr. D. All right.
What's going on in and around Franklin County these days?
Yeah, so the big thing that we want to talk about is tomorrow. So we have a drug take-back event.
Oh, yeah.
At the farmer's market there on the boulevard. So that's from 8 a.m. to 12. So that is a partnership between the Prevention Coalition, our office, and the DEA. And this is a safe, free, and anonymous opportunity to dispose of unused, expired, or unwanted prescription medications to help prevent misuse and protect our community.
So for those who do not know, you should not be flushing medication, especially. Don't throw it away.
That's correct.
That's a way to get it into the environment, get it in the soil, the groundwater, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and when you throw something away, there's a chance, there's always a chance that somebody could get their hands on it, and some of these medications are quite powerful. And if they are taken when somebody doesn't need it or they're unused to that medication, they can certainly be fatal. So this is a safe way for folks to get rid of old medications and prevent them from being in the community. And they're safely disposed of. We have a box there.
Yeah, last year, didn't you? I can't remember what the number was or the amount of pounds or how you guys tracked it, but it was like some ridiculous number.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have drug take-back boxes at our office. Some of the other PDs have them, and you can do that anytime. Our doors never close at the sheriff's office. We're open 24/7, 365. That box is there available, but we do these partnership events with the coalition, and there's generally a big response from the community. They'll bring out several hundred pounds of prescription drugs to be disposed of.
Wow.
And I don't have the number right off, Joe, of where we're at this year. I will try to get that. But yeah, it's incredible. You can't believe how much of this stuff is turned in. And the way it works is they'll turn it into us, and we have these, for lack of a better term, cardboard drums.
Right.
That the medication goes into, and we seal those off, and then they are picked up and then destroyed. They go in an incinerator. That's a mouthful. And are burned, and that way they can't be harmful to the public.
Well, very cool.
Yeah, that's our big thing we've got going this week.
What time is it starting?
It's 8 to 12 in the morning.
Okay. Tomorrow.
And that's at the Farmers Market Pavilion there on the boulevard, right in front of the county annex. Or if you don't know where those are, it's an easier way to say it is it's right in front of the football field on the boulevard.
Okay.
So we're excited to be a partner in that event, and we've been doing those for years.
Well, cool stuff.
Yeah.
Very neat. What else you got going on?
So just from a work standpoint, it's been another busy week. We've been doing some training this week. We've done our first rotation of firearms training this week, and that's a lot of fun. We've got some new instructors this year, and they're doing a great job. We love to get on the range. Anytime if you're an officer and you don't enjoy going to the range, it's time to go home. Like it's time to retire. Getting paid to go out and hone your craft and shoot somebody else's ammo is most cops' dreams.
Yeah. There you go.
So it's been a fun week of training and business as usual. We're still out there answering calls and doing our best to keep the community safe. And, yeah, it's been a really good week. The weather's been beautiful. We've been able to our neighborhood patrols have been out, and we love those when the weather starts getting nice because you know what? People are out in their yards.
Mm-hmm.
And our deputies can stop and say hello, ask, my favorite thing when I was on patrol was to be cruising through the county or in a neighborhood, and you find the people out on the porch swing,
Yeah.
Pull in, hey, how are you doing? I'd introduce myself, get to know them a little bit, and ask the important questions. How's everything going out here in this area? Is there anything going on that we need to know about? And if I had any information to pass to them, I would give to them. And those little interactions are so crucial to have good relations with the community.
Yeah.
And our folks are doing that out all across the county.
That's awesome. I love that. And I think that the different initiatives with the SROs and then again how you guys interact with people, because we had this conversation in the past before. A lot of times, when people are interacting with officers or first responders, really any type of first responder, it's not a good day. There's not a good reason behind it. And so to have relationships that stem from a level of comfort with individuals in these uniforms is extremely important. And that's, ultimately what you guys are there for, to protect and serve. And I think that's great work, we can get caught up in the hustle and bustle of the quote-unquote job that we don't do enough of that type of stuff to remember the why behind and the really important stuff that comes. And same thing with radio, same thing with a lot of different industries. You get caught up in doing the thing, the task that's in front of you, and you kind of lose sight of the bigger picture at times.
Yeah, and you said it right there. A lot of times when we interact with folks, they're not having their best day.
Yeah,
and it's always great to have those interactions in a non-enforcement way, right? So we're not pulling somebody over. We're just stopping to say, hey, we're not taking a report from a distressed person in the community, whether something happened to their family or whatever. Just stopping and having a conversation is incredible. And that's a way to make sure that the community knows behind the badge there's just another human. There's another human that wants to do good and wants to help the community. And when the warm weather starts coming like it is now, our folks are, I talk to them every day, and they're excited to get out and interact with the community, and we love it. Like I said, when the weather changes and starts getting like this, people are out in their yards.
Yep.
When our folks are out cruising, they want to stop and have those interactions. They want to stop and hang out with the kids that are throwing the football or hitting a baseball in the front yard and say hello.
Speaking of interactions, sometimes in a community, there just seems to be, they say that things come in like threes or whatever the case is. There has been this epicenter of activity over on North High Street surrounding one Wookiee's place of residence. When he's not actually living under the building, he does go across town and kind of roam in that area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the mischief and mayhem of said Wookiee causing all of these issues, but what is it with
North High Street in particular?
Like the 2 square blocks around one area, sometimes it's like a hotbed. All of a sudden, is that something that you guys see patterns like that pop up?
Yes, obviously there's patterns all across the county. We know there's certain areas where there's more crime than others, But what sort of stuff are you guys
just
seeing?
Like weird stuff.
Not even necessarily crime, just chaos.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, give me an example.
Okay.
Accidents.
For the past,
light
I would
poles,
say this whole month, at least one
fires.
thing a week. Yeah, one thing a week has happened. Light poles getting hit. My car got hit by a drunk driver, and my house did. And then also a house caught on fire, but not too on fire, just enough to bring
Just
the
a little on
entire
fire.
just the entire county's fire department out there to show up for 45 minutes and then leave. And it is a constant cycle of like, you hear the giant crash outside, the people fighting, the poles getting knocked down, firemen, firefight. Every 10 minutes, there's some sort of emergency vehicle scrolling by. So it's like it's a chaotic environment around there.
Yeah,
I wonder if I remove myself from the situation, all of a sudden it gets quiet.
Chewie's just trying to sleep. That's all I'm trying to. That's all I'm trying to say. Chewie's just trying to sleep.
It is surprising how chaotic it is.
Okay, so in the area, I know where you guys are, so there's something to think about. I think this is more of a volume issue, right?
Good point.
When it comes with the crashes and different things. Now, the house fire I can't speak to, but North High is one of the busiest streets, and probably. Okay, so I have to say, I would consider, obviously, 41A. That's going to be the busiest one, right? Excluding 64, of course. But then, where does North High go? Well, it goes out to Highway 130, or turns into Highway 130, and then that is a primary road that branches off into many different areas. So a lot of people travel that road, and I know because I used to live on it. So there's a ton of traffic there, and just the sheer volume, I think, is going to get you the crashes and all that.
Your probability goes up with the amount of people who are present, sort of thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, there's more cars. There will generally be more crashes.
So one of the other things that we've been talking a lot about this week, I say we've been talking a lot about it. The talk has kind of waned here in the last couple of days because I don't think that it went the way that some people wanted it to go. I'm referring to the change in the traffic pattern at the square, right? And TDOT came down and they changed the thing in the middle of the night. They pulled the Chewy where they just went out there and created havoc right in the middle of the night. And people woke up and they're like, oh, this is different. Anyway, there were a lot of people who jumped on the downtown and went after them on Facebook and are like, this is stupid. This is going to cause accidents. This is going to cause problems. This is going to back up traffic. This is so bad, blah, 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 blah. Just going off. Have you guys seen any kind of issues or anything like that down there, or people kind of figured it out?
Well,
no crashes, no.
Yeah, I mean that's a Winchester area right there. That's their jurisdiction. But I was just like everybody else. I came through one day and I'm like, what has happened? when did this happen? I was just here. It's like they just snuck in and knocked it out real quick. I understand the idea. There's been some confusion there. If you're heading towards the square, I see a lot of folks, they'll get to the bridge and they're like, oh no, what's happening? So there's a lot of crazy merging, trying to get out of the right turn only lane. It's interesting. We really won't know how effective it is for a little while.
Yeah.
And see how people get used to it and all that. But yeah, I was as perplexed as everybody else. The next day, I was like, somebody could at least given us a heads up. Like,
so they didn't even give the city. So Mayor said that. So he came in. It was 2 weeks ago. He came in and he was like, yeah, they told us that they're going to change the traffic pattern here within the next 30 days. And he was trying to like kind of throw it out. This was the first that we had announced it. And he went through the whole why behind it and the truck route being rerouted by TDOT around downtown to stop with they were hitting buildings and stuff like that. And so he went through the whole thing and he's like, yeah, so sometime here within the next 30 days. Well, then they just showed up 6 days later and did it. And they never sent. There was supposed to be like a follow-up message and other things like that. They never sent the message. Nobody knew. It just happened. And the downtown was like, oh, yeah, we're going to order signs. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then it was changed, and everybody lost their minds. But it was a change that was made on the state level, and TDOT came in and knocked it out. But it's just funny. And people get that way about change,
Yeah, I mean, it was the same thing when we got the roundabout.
Right.
And
I love the roundabout.
I love it too, but God love them. There's some people that still can't figure it out.
Yeah.
And it is the most effective way to handle an intersection.
Yes.
There's no question about that.
Right.
It's been tested and tested and tested. That is the best way to handle an intersection. Some people still haven't figured it out. And thank goodness it's not one of the more complex ones where there's 2 or 3 lanes in the roundabout. Those can be interesting. I don't know if you've ever driven in one of those.
Yeah.
So
I could see Chewy getting stuck on the inside and be like,
I
can't get out!
Yeah. I would perpetually just keep going in a circle. I'd get pulled over. Show me the law where I says I can't do that.
No, you can 100% do that.
I don't know, obstruction of traffic maybe. Or,
no, you're not. If you're on the inside and you're not really obstructing anything, you can stay there all day.
Dude, don't tempt me with a good time.
Riding around in circles on his moped.
But there is one thing I do want to say.
Okay.
Coming up the hill there, coming to the Oldham, there have been countless number of street lamps run over right there.
Yeah.
And it's really tough because you have people turning right off of the square. And if they're in a bigger vehicle, they've got to swing way out. Then you've got 2 vehicles going into the square and trying to occupy the same space, and there's that weird little chicane to it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why the state did what they did, and we won't know if it's effective for, another few weeks.
Yeah.
But so far, other than being cut off a few times from people trying to get out of the right turn lane or right turn only lane, it has a pretty good chance at success there.
Yeah. All right, let's get a quick break in here. When we come back, we'll get into what the Florida Friday. It is the starting lineup. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
In honor of April being National Poetry Month, I've prepared a little something for you all. Welcome to the month that's known for its showers. 30 days from now, it will all turn to flowers. But if you're looking for a little more green between now and then, stop by your local lottery retailer for a chance at a win. With new instant games and prizes up to $500K, game-changing fun could be headed your way. This was a message from the Tennessee Lottery. Please do your best to play responsibly.
The Tennessee Lifeline Peer Project connects individuals and families to addiction recovery resources right here in Franklin County and across our region, from treatment referrals and 12-step meetings to education and ongoing support. Because recovery happens when we're stronger together, and life truly is stronger without it. Learn more at fcpctn.org/TNLifeline or call 931-464-0725. Funded under a grant contract with the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
This spring, take pride in your yard with Flagship Lawn Services. From mowing and trimming to mulch and full cleanups, they deliver professional results at a fair, honest price. And with their Flagship Finish Guarantee, every job is done right, or they'll make it right. No shortcuts, no hassle. Just a yard that looks the way it should. Call or text Flagship Lawn Services today at 239-849-4033 and see the difference for yourself.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
The Franklin County Rebels battled throughout Tuesday night's matchup with Tullahoma, but came up short in a 3-0 loss in a game that was far closer than the final score indicated. Franklin County matched Tullahoma with 8 hits and created multiple scoring opportunities, but struggled to deliver the timely hit. Aiden Hoddesy, Leighton Jones, and Connor Parker each recorded 2 hits, while Gavin McBee and Braden Jackson added to the offensive effort. On the mound, Parker turned in a strong performance, working 6 innings and allowing just 2 earned runs while striking out 5 to keep the Rebels within striking distance. The Rebels left runners in scoring position on multiple occasions, including a bases-loaded opportunity and another threat with runners at second and third. Tullahoma starter Ben Quick worked out of each jam, finishing with 10 strikeouts, several coming in critical moments. A close call at first base and a ground rule double that halted a potential rally also proved pivotal. Franklin County brought the tying run to the plate in the 7th before a flyout ended the game. The Rebels will regroup ahead of Thursday's road matchup at Shelbyville Central. Meanwhile, Franklin County Schools continue working through a proposed 2026-27 budget that reflects projected revenues of approximately $55.97 million and expenditures of about $60.71 million, leaving a roughly $4.74 million gap if no adjustments are made. District leaders cite raising salaries, insurance costs, and declining enrollment as major factors. Enrollment decreases have reduced state funding tied to student numbers, increasing financial strain. However, administrators emphasize the discussion is about more than deficits. Leaders point to academic progress and efforts to improve outcomes, suggesting the challenge may be as much about public perception as performance. As the budget process continues, officials face the dual task of managing financial realities while working to rebuild confidence and strengthen enrollment. For more local news and sports updates, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, choose a name you can trust. Inhabit Home Health in Winchester, located at 2068 Cowan Highway. We're here to provide compassionate professional care right in the comfort of your own home. From skilled nursing to therapy services, our team is dedicated to helping you or your loved ones achieve the best quality of life. Call Inhabit Home Health today at 931-967-0633 to learn more about our personalized care plans.
We had a plan, and then the microphones came on. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340-1069, WCDT Winchester.
Fast-moving show today, full of curses and bad calls and I don't know, opportunities to save money on a new refrigerator.
There you go.
Joey Bram alongside Chewy on the starting lineup with Sammy D in studio. It is a What the Florida Friday on the show. And speaking of hijinks, nobody does it better, Sammy D, than those folks down in Florida.
Yes, we should have went to the Florida Man game.
I know it.
We should. Let's do that.
We got to do that for this next year. If you want to help support us, sponsor us, going down to the Florida Man games, we'll make we'll do like a 3-day trip or something like that. We'll go down. We'll do the show from down there. And we'll get it sponsored. We'll do the whole thing, and we'll attend the games. We'll report back to people on it.
We can even compete.
Well, I'll compete.
Chewy, yeah,
I'll be willing to break the law.
Chewy's the most likely, I think, to be successful.
I may not come back.
Well, I mean, you're not really breaking the law. Like they've got some of the things that I saw that were pretty funny. Like you had to do a simulated stealing of catalytic converters.
I don't know how to do that.
And then you had local police down there that were actually involved, and they were chasing down the suspects. Like you had to not get caught.
So funny.
Like you get like a 10-yard head start, and how far can you go before you get tackled from behind?
Exactly. That's the way it looked.
You're only allowed to use flip-flops, you know.
Oh man, can you how long can you withstand a taser? Something like that.
How many tasers until you pass out?
Oh gosh.
Pepper spray eating competition.
So speaking of Florida Man, we've touched on this one I think here in recent weeks, but it popped back up as I was looking for stories this morning. And I think that we need to have a longer conversation about it. The headline is "Dress for Arrest," not "Dress for Success." Dress for arrest. Florida man in jail outfit arrested for trespassing, sheriff says. And then there is and of course this happened in Brevard County because
Yep.
So there is a Facebook post by the Brevard County Sheriff's Office that says, "I've heard of dress for success, but never dress for arrest." And there's pictures of this guy. He's wearing a Mitchell County Jail outfit. And this isn't like an orange jumpsuit outfit. This is like the retro style horizontal stripes outfit.
He looks like he had a giant bag of cash with
him
too, and a black bandana.
Yeah. Yesterday, deputies were called to a hotel regarding a guest, Mr. Farron Fullerton, who was staying past his reservation time and refusing to leave. Deputies told him he was being trespassed and needed to find his way off the property, but that didn't seem to matter to Fullerton. As deputies made their way into the room and attempted to place Fullerton under arrest, he was trying to keep from getting put into handcuffs, which is strange when you see what he is wearing. Clearly, Fullerton was already dressed for his next reservation at Ivy's Iron Bar Lodge, where his stay consisted of lodging, mediocre dining, and a new outfit at check-in. We hope Mr. Fullerton enjoys his stay with the lodge. We're not sure how it compares to the Mitchell County Jail yet, so we'll have to wait for his review upon checkout. Side note, deputies confirmed that Fullerton was not an escapee from Mitchell County, but instead acquired his current ensemble on a 5-finger discount when leaving the complex. Who does that, really? Who steals an inmate outfit? Sign at the bottom, Sheriff Wayne Ivy.
Do you know how inconvenient it would be to walk around in an inmate outfit? Like, that's... He had to interact with officers all the time.
And per the bottom, I mean, there would be confusion because you see a guy wearing an outfit like that, and you're immediately like, "I'm calling the cops."
Absolutely,
this dude.
Right? You call what do you look like an escaped convict?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This, I mean, that is the worst idea I think I've ever heard of. Oh, I could get a free free second set of clothes here. Let me just grab this.
Kevin Simmons is dressing for success.
I've got several different Florida man stories.
Well, it's been a crazy week. My plan this morning was I was going to go through new stories, new headlines as of just this week. But I am more than willing, my friend, to share my Florida man time with you.
So I've got some stuff here that's ridiculous. A Florida man called police to report someone breaking into his car. Then he admitted he had thrown a rock at the suspect, which turned out to be his own reflection in the window. So
there's no way drugs were involved in that. That's
doesn't say, Joe.
Way too believable.
It doesn't say.
To not include drugs.
I get it.
Florida man. We may have covered this one, but this one's just probably up there on the Mountain Rushmore of Florida men. Florida man was arrested for riding a bicycle down the highway.
Not a lawnmower.
Completely naked.
Oh.
While carrying a guitar. No explanation was ever given.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
That's right.
I'm not riding a bicycle naked, dude.
He was also playing music as he was riding the bicycle. Tell me how that happened. Chewy just got it.
Police responded to reports of a Florida man fighting animals in the park. When questioned, he said, "I practice karate on the swans." He said he was training. The swans did not consent to this training.
Hey, swans are mean though.
They can be.
So he was I want to know what he was training for. You know. Those things are like cobra chickens. You know what I mean? You've seen the one that they come up to you and they'll hiss? You know? They're mean as hell.
What do you put on a guy's, like, arrest paperwork? Assaulting swans?
Swan fighting?
Like cruelty to animals?
I guess.
That's, yeah.
I don't know. Swans are...
I mean,
I would say that the swans would be more dangerous to the man.
But what we can do is we can go ahead and assume that there was probably a charge for possession of some sort of drugs.
Good point.
No, I wouldn't think that. I mean, he's an athlete. He's preparing. His body is like a machine.
He had some stuff in his karate gi that they found in the pockets.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a white belt. And I'm not for inexperience.
Oh man.
Yeah. Let's see if I've got one more. Okay, this one's interesting. I've never heard that. We haven't talked about this one. I'm sure we haven't. Florida man attempted to rob an ATM using a chainsaw.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. The headline says, not only did it fail, but it attracted a lot of attention.
Yeah. I imagine this isn't like a gas station ATM at 2 a.m. either. It's like on a public street with a bunch of people walking by and just some lunatic cops out of a car with a chainsaw.
What is the movie where they steal the ATM and they're trying to get it open and they can't get it open and they're like they drag it down the street. It's way heavier than they thought. And there's a movie.
I think
it's like
that's several movies.
It's like a barbershop movie or something like that.
I'm sure that I think I saw a video of that actually happening in real life where a guy had like a bulldozer and chained it and then just pulled it
Yeah.
and then took it with him.
That's tremendous.
What else you got over there, Joe?
All right, so here's one. Okay, I've got one. Here's a story of a guy who was trying to break into a smoke shop.
Okay.
Okay, he threw something through the window of the smoke shop. What do you think it was? This happened this week, April 23rd. Just yesterday.
I'm going to say he threw a brick. Seems a little too obvious
Right.
for the way you're asking it.
It's a random item.
Okay. I'm going to say he threw another vape through the window.
Okay,
to get
good
inside.
guess.
Okay, that's good. I'm going to say he threw his prosthetic leg.
That's a good one.
It's also a good guess. He threw a beer keg.
Oh, okay.
Beer keg used by Florida man to smash through the glass door of the smoke shop. Yeah, so that's an interesting headline.
First off, that's actually kind of impressive that you have enough, like, you can, like, I just think
we
that's
can assume it's empty. You're not
you're
throwing a full one through there.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another one. And this one, I don't think that this one is from an arrest. This one is just, like, very impressive. Florida man in socks and sandals. Again, regular Florida man garb.
We can assume he's naked.
Florida man in socks and sandals scoops alligator with recycling cart.
Oh.
He captured a 5-foot alligator.
Oh, wow.
In a recycling bin. Like one of the big garbage cans.
Uh-huh.
And, that's impressive. That wins Florida man competition right there.
I love watching those videos where they call those poor police officers to come shoo the alligator out of the middle of the road. There's one where this guy, he's standing behind the alligator. He's got a towel, and he's trying to throw it over its eyes. And he throws it, and the alligator catches it and starts smacking it around. And that officer puts his hands up and then runs off.
That's enough.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
He's like, I don't need it anymore.
There's a video of a man with a black do-rag, white T-shirt, black gym shorts, white crew socks, and black Adidas slides. Classic Florida man.
That's a fit right there.
Yeah, he approaches the alligator with the recycling cart on its side. The alligator is laying in the garden mulch of the flower bed in his front yard, and he scoops it up right into the garbage can.
Golly.
Okay,
Wow.
This is my favorite one. All three of these happened this week. Here's my favorite one of the week. This happened on my birthday. Arson suspect found with tiki torch, samurai sword, after fires set in beach preserve, sheriff says. A 22-year-old Melbourne man was arrested for allegedly setting several fires in the Jensen Beach area, according to the Martin County Sheriff's Office. Wait, isn't that where the other guy just escaped from or took his... Anyway.
It was Mitchell County.
Mitchell County, okay.
Yeah.
Witnesses reported seeing Morgan Lentz walking towards US 1 with a lit torch. Apparently, he's already got half of the starting lineup bug-out kit.
Yeah.
Early in the morning, deputies alleged Lentz used the torch to ignite several fires, several areas, setting sections of the preserve near Jensen Beach Boulevard and the Greenway Park on fire. Detectives allege Lentz also tried to pour gasoline on vehicles downtown in downtown Jensen, and later poured an accelerant on a motorcycle outside Goose Pub, fleeing when confronted. Authorities later found Lentz in the preserve with a burning tiki torch and what appeared to be a samurai sword.
This guy was clearly a pyromancer on an adventure.
That's right. He upgraded the pitchfork to the samurai sword.
He surrendered following a brief standoff. Yeah, I think samurai sword is an upgrade. Definitely
I think so.
over pitchfork.
Yeah, I would be a little more frightened if I saw someone outside my house with.
Wasn't
the torch
that in the
and a
bug
samurai
out kit?
sword.
Didn't you have like
Yeah,
pitchforks?
pitchfork
and
a
torch.
pitchfork and a torch.
Which, questions need to be asked about this guy. He's walking around with a samurai sword and a torch. What did he time travel here?
Yeah.
Who has those on their person?
Just an actual samurai.
He's just he's lost. He was in the wrong century. I think. I don't know.
You know, some of the things I've seen over the years, Joe, with these search warrants, these drug search warrants, some people keep some crazy stuff, man.
Kevin Simmons jumped in and says, reminds me of Castaway. Fire! Fire!
Chewie, do you have any samurai swords? Or
I do. I have two.
Figured.
I also have a Tanto, and I have a...
What's a Tanto?
It's just a shorter katana, like a knife-sized katana. And then I also have a couple sais.
Okay, so next time, like, we have a bad show, are you going to do that thing where you like, lean over the
Seppuku?
sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Sure.
I'll be your second.
Well, you have to do it on camera. Yeah. You do it after me. I'll go first. Then you do it.
No. The second is that in case he doesn't do it.
Oh, that's right. He stands behind you and cuts your head off.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, if you're going to do that anyway, just do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I'm doing all this fancy stuff for.
That's a lot of pressure, man.
For who? Me
for
or
you.
him? Oh, for me? That'd be all right.
Yeah, don't screw up the afternoon show. All right. Unleashed coming up later from 2 to 4, and possibly Seppuku coming up after that. It is the starting lineup fueled by Loco Coffee. Sammy D, thank you for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Appreciate you, brother. Good to see you as always. Chewy, good job running the show. And for all of the listeners, listen, spend the weekend, take some time, think on this. Think hard. I'm not joking around here. We got to track down where and how this curse originated. We got to figure out how to get rid of it.
Got all weekend to think about it.
Got all weekend. We're gonna figure that out Monday. Come up with a plan. It is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
13th pick, we were able to get that where, Atlanta had an interest in getting a player last year. We would have taken Ferguson with our first round pick last year to move back to still get the guy that we wanted, and then